Hi, this is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and ATM Mastermind Group page, and in today's video, we'll be talking about the top 5 mobile ATM tips for the 2021 season. Always remember, here at PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind Group page, we buy your freedom back one transaction at a time. Don't forget to register down below for our ATM Masterclass that teaches you everything you want to know to start your journey in the ATM business. So here we go, the top 5 mobile ATM tips for the 2021 season. Tip number 1, and the biggest thing, is you're going to need to know how much money to put in the ATM for the mobile event. What does that look like, Phil? How do I calculate that? What do I need to know? Okay, so basically we have a foolproof formula that helps you every time during the mobile season, and we've been working with it for 20 years. It's worked flawlessly. And so what we're going to do is we're going to tell you that tip at the end of the video, just so you guys can listen to all the material, but I'm going to tell you what that formula is. So pay attention. So tip number 2 is you're going to ask the event coordinator or the event planner is, look, I'm here with the mobile event. I need to have power at the event. So what we have to do is we have to coordinate with the mobile event coordinator to say, look, I'm going to put an ATM here at the gate and here at the beer tent, and I need power at both places. Where am I going to go plug into? And I'm going to stage it right here. Are you okay with that? And they're going to say, yes, no problem. So, but we're going to need power so we can run an extension cord to that power supply, and we got to make sure from their generators, they're going to run extension cords so we can plug in. Point number 3 is a vendor pass. Phil, what's a vendor pass? A vendor pass lets you in the event through a back door or a backstage type of situation, so you don't have to go in through general admissions. You're going to come in before the whole event is set up. You're going to place your ATMs, 1 or 2 or however many, and you're going to need a vendor pass. Sometimes they don't have them. Most of the time they do. What that is a little pass that gets you in past the security, past the police, past the event parking, and says, look, I'm going to go in through the side door, the back door, or into vendor parking. You're going to need this because if you have a multiple day event, you're going to have to go there in the morning and put the money in, and you're going to have to go there at night and take the money out. So if the police are there and they're telling all the traffic go this way, you're going to show this nice little vendor pass, and then they're going to say, come on, go this way, and now you're going to get into the event. Because if you don't, then they're going to tell you to go this way. You're going to tell the people you're with the ATM company. They don't care. If you have the pass, it gets you right in the door. So you're going to need this. Plus, if it's a big event, there will be a lot of people, and you can sidetrack all that in case the event, your ATM goes down or something malfunctions. They'll call you, or you'll see it on your mobile app that says, you know what, there's something wrong with the ATM. I need to get there to fix that. And the event pass gets you in, so you don't have to pay for parking. You don't have to go, you can go around security. It's a nice little gold card to have during the mobile event. So always ask for the vendor pass. Again, sometimes they don't have them, but most of the time they do. Point number 4, flags and tents. I recommend that you guys get a 14-foot flag that says ATM on here. We customize ours that says PDQ Merchant Enterprises with a number in case other events planners are there watching the event, say, oh, you know what, we need an event, and they write down our number. But something that stands out above the crowd so people can look at and say, oh, I need money. There's the flag. I'm going to go to the ATM. So that is a necessary thing when you're doing an event. The other thing is a tent. Now, sometimes you're underneath some beer tent or where they sell the tickets, not a big deal. But sometimes you're not. So what you need to do is you buy a tent. The tent is really more for the sun because it keeps the sun off your ATM and it keeps your ATM from getting hot. Most of the time it's outside. Almost every time it's outside. Temperatures can get up to 100 degrees if the sun is beating on your ATM. And it causes your ATM that the customers can't see the screen. So you buy a little tent, little 10 by 10 tent, you put it up, and therefore the ATM will be protected from the sun. And then we put our ATM in kiosks, but a lot of people don't. But this gives you, it also protects against a little rain that happens and the sun. So these are all good things that you're going to need to know. Again, you can buy it at any sporting goods store, minimum, somewhere between, I would say, $30 and $100. But it's something that'll last, unless the wind blows real hard, it'll last season after season. Point number 5 is Most of the time, you're going to take the money out every time. If you have a multiple day event, you're going to take the money out every night. What you want to do is you want to coordinate with security as they're shooing the crowd out. You're going back, you're pulling the money out of your ATM, and you're asking for security to kind of watch your back. Keep in mind, you're going to be bending down, you're going to pull out the cassettes and take the money out, and you want to make sure that nobody comes behind you and holds you up. So I always get security, I always have a second man on the job or somebody else so they can watch your back while you're doing the money. And then you walk through and you walk out the side door or through the backstage to get out of the event and securely into your vehicle, usually with somebody else during the process. And if you're there by yourself, you're a one-person show, then you just ask for security. Hey, can you kindly watch my back? I'm going to go and pull the money out at night. Security is usually very helpful in these events, but you got to set that up with the event coordinator in the beginning. Hey, is there going to be somebody on property that I can go to and help me pull the money out? Most of the time they say yes, just go over to security 10, just go over to police 10, just come see me, and I will guide you to one of those security people that can help you take the money out. When you're putting the money in the morning, 99% of the time, you're just there with the vendors. There's nobody there except for maybe some police officers or some security, and usually the stage hands, they're putting up the stage, they're moving the musical equipment, some of the beer vendors are there, things of that nature, but for the most part, it's very low key. Nobody's there at the event in the morning, so that's when you're going to put your ATM in there. And one of the other tips is I would always do a test transaction. So what's a test transaction? Basically, all it is you're going to take your card, put it in the ATM, make sure dispense money just to test it, and make sure everything is working properly as you're putting money in and out. Last thing you want to do is get all the way to your home office or home, and then the ATM malfunctions right because you didn't do a test transaction. Maybe the money got jumbled up or something like that. Now you got to run back to the event right when they open the door. You don't want to do that. You want to avoid those situations. Always do a test transaction every day just to make sure that the ATM is working properly during the event and you tested it prior to leaving the event. All right, so we're going to go back to point number one is, Bill, how do I calculate how much money to put into the event? Now, keep in mind, these tips and many more for your ATM, we put in our ATM Masterclass that you can always click the link below and register for that Masterclass. There's a lot of good information in there. We got over 70 videos that teach you. We got coaching in there. And also we have a mobile ATM contract that's very helpful when you're dealing with event people for getting the event. Okay, so here's how you calculate it. Basically what I did is I based it on 5,000. On 5,000 people, you figure out we're gonna do 100 transactions for every 5,000. So that's over a 12-hour period. So if we have 12 hours, they expect 10,000. I can expect to do 200 transactions. Let's say I got $3.95, $4. So I'm charging $4. I'm going to do 200 transactions. So that's basically $800 I'm going to expect to make on that event for that given amount of 12-hour period. So that's going to be the minimum I'm going to make. I could make more. And so I got to know that I'm going to do 200 transactions. I got average transaction is going to be $80. That's what we calculate for a mobile event. So that's $16,000 that I know that I got to keep in that ATM for me to get through that 12-hour period. So again, here's the math. Every 5,000, I'm going to do 100 transactions. Every 100 transactions, I'm going to take out an average of $80. So that's for a 12-hour period. So I know in a 12-hour period, I'm going to go through 16,000, and then we pad it with some oops money. And I usually do about 10 to 20% just in case they were taking out more money than they were before. So I would probably put in about another $2,000. So I'm going to put in about $18,000 for that 12-hour period. Now, if they're running less than 12 hours, then I would adjust a little downwards, okay? So, but that's based on a 12-hour day. If they're only doing 10 hours or 6 hours or 5 hours, I will adjust down. I don't need to have it so heavily. Also, instead of maybe having one ATM, I might say, you know what, I'm going to split it up and put two. I'll put one at the gate, one at the beer tent, and then I'll split some of the money up. So now I don't need $18,000 in one ATM. I can put $10,000 in two ATMs, and then therefore wherever they hit it, I'm good. One goes out, we have a problem, then you know what? I got a backup ATM at the gate. So hope those tips are helpful. Don't forget to register in our ATM Masterclass with the link below, and I'll see you guys over at the ATM Mastermind group page. Thank you very much.